Hello, my name is Mark Cherry, and I'm going to try to attempt to explain what the foreclosure process is about. Initially, you have to understand when a loan is taken out. Somebody signs a note, somebody signs a mortgage. If it's in conjunction with acquiring the property, then there's a deed as well. But the note is your promise to pay. On that, it has the name of the lender, it has the name of the borrower. The mortgage is a document that you sign that gets recorded, and what the mortgage does is secure the real estate for your promise to pay in the note. So you sign the note, and then you give a mortgage which collateralizes the property. That's what happens in New Jersey. That's how properties are secured. New Jersey is considered a judicial state. What that means is if you don't pay the money on the note, the lender has to file a lawsuit to gain title to the collateral, which is the property. The way they do that is they go to court and they have to adhere to statutes in New Jersey, and they have to adhere to what's called the Fair Foreclosure Act. That is the name of the statute. There are rules, there are all kinds of procedures, there are all kinds of obligations that the lender has in order to gain title to the property. What we're going to talk about today is a little bit of that foreclosure process, but mostly we're going to try to understand terms. The purpose of my discussing this is informational only. I'm not giving out specific advice on your particular case. Your particular situation may involve areas that are not appropriate or just not individualized for your attention. That's what we would have in-office appointments for and to discuss. Initially, you should have a copy of your note and your mortgage so that you understand who you borrowed the money from and what the terms were. Secondly, you have to understand, if you don't pay, what the process is as to how a lender seeks to foreclose or sheriff sale your house. The word foreclosure is a process. The foreclosure process in New Jersey starts out with the recording of the mortgage against the real estate records. If you fail to pay, the lender then files an action in equity. That's different than a lawsuit for money. It's a lawsuit to gain title to the property. In a foreclosure action, the first thing they must do in New Jersey under the Fair Foreclosure Act is send you a notice of intent. That's shorthand, they call that an NOI. There's been a lot of litigation on the NOIs in New Jersey, and those issues have slowed down foreclosures quite a bit. That doesn't mean that that's going to continue in the future, because that issue has pretty much been fixed. What happens after the notice of intent goes out, the lender will file a foreclosure complaint, and a complaint is a legal proceeding. It's called a complaint. It's when they file an action in the foreclosure unit in Trenton, New Jersey. All of the foreclosure complaints get filed there. They have what's called an F docket. And the foreclosure unit reviews the materials, goes through the whole complaint. The foreclosure unit issues a docket number immediately on it, and that's when you're in the foreclosure process. That process does take some time because the foreclosure unit makes certain that many factors are appropriate and that it's not done cavalierly or done recklessly, and they make certain that there are a lot of issues that are resolved, that the complaint itself has specific pleadings in there to prove the facts that are alleged.